Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Michael Kuzilny, and it's tough times never last, but tough people do. Hope you're having a lovely night, and if you're going through some tough issues at home, I hope you're feeling much better soon. On tonight's show, I've got a very, very interesting lady. You might have heard about a very high-profile court case with a chap called John Xydias, who recently got 28 years prison for dating women, drugging them and then raping them. 28 years at the county court. On tonight's show, on the couch, we've got Josie, who was John Xydias' partner for about 10 years. Thank you so much for coming on, Josie.
Pleased to meet
you. Now, what an amazing story, and we've spoken about this quite a bit. But how did it all start? You went out with this with John for 10 years.
Correct.
10 years, Josie, and I mean, there must have been love there because he seemed like a fun-loving chap. You know, I saw some of the photos in the magazines down the beach, down at Rosebud. So everything went well for 10 years?
Yes, off and on, but yes, went well. And just want to add in, he also videotaped all these women as well while they were unconscious.
Yeah, tell me what happened, because I sort of read bits and pieces. How many women were involved?
A lot. Too many. About 18, 17, 18, then some, what I understand, is got discounted, and then it went down to 13 women.
And Josie, what I understand, that the Victoria Police found video footage of women unconscious being raped, but a lot of the victims never came forward.
That's right.
So in my mind, being an ex-cop, is it possible that some of these women might be buried somewhere in a backyard or in the bushland?
No, he's not.
Not that type
not
of person.
that violent. No. These girls, a lot of these women, still have yet to come forward.
And I suppose they wouldn't, but it's a very unusual sort of a crime, isn't it? Because a lot of the time he might have met these ladies and they would have gone back with him because they liked him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just say the bees and the honey. The bees are drawn to the honey.
Yes.
Okay. He was the honey. These girls were the bees, unfortunately. So
they were the bees.
Very sad.
Yes, and then I suppose he just tried to. I don't know much about this medication, but what do you give them? Like something in their drink, or?
Oh, plenty. Oh, he did plenty. Rohypnol, which is a very common, mainly they were medically prescribed legal drugs, but also can be illegally set in the wrong hands for the wrong reasons. Rohypnol, temazepam, Mogadon, Xanax, Valium. Need I say more?
And how did he get caught?
He got caught because the evidence was on DVD, but it goes back much before that. He got caught from an irrelevant investigation.
Right.
And it all started off because of me.
Because of you?
I cracked open the case.
Did you? Did you find some evidence, or was he acting strange?
No. His evidence, as I said, was on the DVDs. I've got to be very careful what I'm saying here. It's to do with filming of a DVD disc. Yes. That I accidentally discovered on a separate investigation.
Right. And
then they that he ended up doing it. It was on there with a spy camera at a premises. I'd rather not mention about that, so I just respect for the certain parties involved of the premises of his place of work. And
now,
then,
Josie, sorry, continue on.
And then, I thought about it very carefully what to do with this thing because I wasn't sure if he did it or not. And in the end, I handed over to the police. Didn't say anything to him about it. I was told not to say nothing, of course, because it's a pending investigation.
Sure.
And then it was handed over to the next set of police, to CIU, and then they went to his place to do a search.
Yes.
And that's when they seen all these DVDs and video cassettes and other pornographic material.
And there was a truckload of them, viewers. Many women involved, lots of videos, and and a lot of victims still haven't come forward, have they?
That's right. And then they took all this media back to the police station, and they had a look, and they got the biggest shock out of their lives, the Victorian police. And that's when they said, we're dealing with a serial rapist.
Serial rapist, and I think they interviewed Mum and Dad as well, and they said Johnny would never do anything like this.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so he had no prior convictions.
The papers, the papers went to these parents, as I saw.
Josie, how old's John?
He's a year older than me. I just turned 45 2 days
birthday.
ago.
Happy birthday, Josie.
3
and
days
he's now
ago.
at which prison?
He's 46 now.
He's 46?
He's in Barwon prison.
For how long?
28 years, but with 20 years with a minimum. He was arrested, bail refused, 2007. So I don't know how that works, prison system. I suppose I'll take 3 years off. So he'll be eligible for parole in about 17 years.
Josie, after all that, I mean, spending a decade with another person, you build up a love and almost sometimes forgiveness. Do you miss him?
Hell no.
No. What did you feel? I mean, how did
Not anymore.
How did you feel when it all came to crunch and you heard about this? Was there disbelief?
It took me a long time to understand. I was so shocked. I was in shock for nearly 3 years. It's only been in the last 1 year, the shock is overcome. I was a little bit disillusioned, trying to understand my own boyfriend, my partner. Well, this year now it's become 12 years. Now, but he's not my partner anymore. Please understand that.
How long did he do this for? How long did he carry these
He started
crimes
from 1991, and it stopped in 2006 in December was his last known offence.
That's a long time, viewers, isn't it? That's a prolonged period of time. So he obviously had his system worked out, and a lot of innocent victims out there who were certainly abused.
Very.
Yes.
It's very hard. To be honest with you, I did go see him.
Of
in
course.
Prison.
Of course.
Once only, earlier this year at Barwon.
We might talk about all that after the break. Thanks for coming on, Josie.
Welcome.
We'll be back very shortly on Tough Times. Don't go away. And welcome back to the show. Tough times never last, but tough people do. What an amazing story. John Xydias got sentenced in July 2009, 28 years behind bars for date raping up to 14 girls, about 260 charges. And over a period of time, this man met ladies, drugged them and then raped them and took video footage. And we've got Josie on the couch, who was his partner for 10 years, and it must have been horrifying when you found out. But I can understand, Josie, why you went to the prison to see him. 10 years is a lot of water under the bridge. What did you talk about when you went to prison?
Well, I went earlier this year. I only went once. I was only intended to go once. I had to go see him. So my apologies for anybody who's watching me. Please don't get mad at me. But please try and understand my position.
Of course.
I wanted to work him out.
Yeah.
And I went there to make him understand. I had a contact visit, and it was very daunting. I've never been in a prison before.
When did you break up with him? On that date?
No. Well, officially yes, but underneath, I couldn't have any contact with him, so he did not know if I was going to wait for him or be there or contact with him months later because it was being under investigation. He was, so it's very complicated. Many months off and on, and did hear from him in a bit, but didn't end up seeing him through contact. But this year, when I did go see him, I tried to make him understand. Look, John, what you've done. Tell me, for God's sake. I also try to soften him up. And I'll be honest with you. Do you understand? This is a Sicilian message. I'm from a Sicilian background. It's meant to say, I'll be nice to you, I'll be loving to you, that's me. But providing see if I can get a lot of truth out of you. Do you understand? So the thing is, the message I'm trying to say to him, keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer.
Yes.
Okay? And I asked him a question and I said, John, did you really drink spike those girls? And I asked him 3 times in 3 different ways. I spoke to him like as if I was a cop. Did you do it or not? Did you? Answer me and look at me straight in the eyes. And don't lie to me. And he looked at me straight in the eyes. He had the audacity to look at me straight in the eyes and say, no, I didn't do anything. I didn't drink spike them. He keeps still insisting, even after he was arrested through the newspaper and his lawyers and the courts and the police, oh, these girls, they were drugged out of their own accord.
Josie,
I mean,
was he a good-looking man who easily picked up girls?
Very.
Was he a pickup artist?
Stud. Very, very good-looking.
He had the gift of the gab, did he?
Physically,
so
the
he would
eyes,
go to
the face, the teeth.
What, he'd go to a few 28s and over nightclubs?
No,
or,
not into that scene.
Where did you meet these
through
innocent
a
victims?
telephone dating system. That's how I met him.
Right, and when you heard about all this,
And elsewhere
did
as
you think
well,
this is
we
bullshit?
met
This is not my John? Or did you have a feeling he was a bit sleazy? Or should I ask you this?
He likes to video camera, I know that through me.
If you found out, and you knew he was a bit kinky in that.
Yeah, but it's nothing wrong.
If
Personal
you
spice
found
things
out
up,
he had sex
but
with,
not between him and I in private, but I knew he liked to video camera. He
If
liked
you
to video.
Did he?
He did me personally, but that
You
a little
didn't mind that?
embarrassing. No, because during a relationship, after so many years, in
That's all right.
privacy and trust, it's no big deal.
No big deal.
Look, he's Greek, I'm Sicilian. I mean, for God's
It doesn't
sake.
matter. Whatever happens in the bedroom happens in the bedroom,
Exactly.
Josie.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And like to spice things up, just something a little bit different. I didn't mind, I trusted him. I was not drunk or drugged or anything. I'm not a drinker
No.
or anything. I was always sober.
Sure.
Just a few times I did years ago. That's how I knew, I believe that side he actually videoed. I never saw the evidence, anything like that, on the DVDs, and I don't know these girls. I feel very, very sorry for them.
Of course you did.
I do. I was very confused.
Yes.
I'm mad at the same time still, don't get me wrong.
No.
On both sides, but at the end of the day, legally, technically, what he did is rape, okay?
Of course.
It doesn't matter what he says. He lied to my face in prison.
Yes.
He doesn't understand. And if you're watching right now, John, and I know you are watching this show, you've always liked watching this show. And I know that, and you know that for a fact. You must understand that you are a rapist, and it's about time you learn to be responsible for your own actions and realise what you've done, because you've drink spiked them. Yes, they say girls, let's say they were a little bit on the wacky tobacco or a little bit of alcohol, okay, to a point, fair enough. But at the end of the day, you took advantage of these girls. And when you realise what you've done wrong, then you can be rehabilitated. But I don't see that you're going to be rehabilitated. You are not trustworthy.
Josie, if you found out he would have had a few affairs with 10 women behind your back, but there was no criminal offences involved, would you have forgiven him?
No. Hell no.
Are you the jealous type?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's just my personality. Maybe it's being Italian.
And the victims, what would you say to them? I mean, you obviously haven't met any of the victims, but
No,
what would
I don't know them.
No. You would say, sorry, I feel for you.
Me to the victims?
Yeah, what would you say? You haven't thought about it.
I have. I feel sorry for them because they were vulnerable,
Yes.
naive, their eyes shut, or half open and half shut. They were in a very vigilant position. They were very vulnerable, and he just took advantage of them. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Josie, let me get this straight. So he puts these spikes the drinks. They're having a good time, obviously. They're not being forced. And then all of a sudden they're knocked out, yeah?
Correct.
Is it possible then that a lot of them couldn't even remember they were raped?
A lot of them didn't know. Most of them did not know. I think, as I know through the police, a couple of them suspected, but none.
And
mostly at the end, very, very foggy.
And the court case had
very
such.
hard for them.
The court case viewers had such was so high profile. Probably a few of the victims watched and thought, "Shit, that I think I met that man." But obviously, not too many people want to sort of air that stuff and go to the police, do they? So it's quite possible a lot of the victims just forgot about it.
Or more likely so, afraid to come forward, knowing the repercussions and not knowing that they did not know that they were being videotaped.
Yes.
Until, unfortunately, can you imagine the shock these poor girls gone through watching videotape back? I don't want to bring up horrible memories for these girls.
No.
I feel it's a very sensitive subject, but John will go down in history. And it's known fact as the worst serial rapist in Australia's criminal history.
Yes, and you're a victim too, aren't you? Because
I'm an indirect victim of crime.
Because years ago, well, even now, when if there's some serious criminals, and a lot of the time the partners are the victims when when the police do the raid and find the knives, the weapons. I remember in Frankston years ago when I worked as a policeman there, and we caught that chap who, the serial killer. What's his name again? He killed all those young girls. God bless him. But we certainly, his wife was in disbelief as well. We'll be back very shortly with Josie on the couch talking about the serial rapist, John Xydias. Welcome back to the show. I'm Michael Kuzilny, and love and best wishes to everybody in Australia who might be going through some tough times, relationships, financial, health. God bless you, and I hope you get through those tough times. Josie has certainly gone through some tough times with a partner for 10 years who then got into serial rape. But we get over all that, Josie, don't we?
Of course.
What would you say to, two questions for you, what would you say to the girls out there on the dating scene, what to be careful of, and what would you say to the blokes who are still into this drink spiking?
My strong message, what I want to tell is my safe dating tips to the girls. Let's talk about the girls first, okay? Ladies, listen to me, okay? Listen to me. I'm talking serious with each of you. When you are in the nightclubs, first of all, let's talk about the nightclubs. You in the nightclubs, do not ever turn your back on your drink, or if someone offers you a drink. That's number one. Follow them. If someone is offering you a drink, go to the bar with him and watch. And don't trust anybody. Always try, and if you can, have a bottle with the top on the top. Or do not put your drink down and do not turn your back on it. Number two, for dating, on one-on-one dating, meet the guy in a public place in a well-lit area, like for coffee, cafe or restaurant, whatever, and meet him lots and lots and lots of times until you can get his trust. But remember, not every guy is a rapist, but one out of, at least, I suppose, roughly one out of every 100 guys, or even 50 guys, even 20 guys, he is a rapist, or he's a potential rapist, because men will take advantage. I'm not saying all guys are bad.
Now, Josie, you hear this more and more, even with clients I represent for certain offences, even guys who say, I don't know what happened, Michael, but more so girls who come to court and say, my drink was spiked. The prosecutor gets up, the magistrate looks at it as funny. Everyone's starting to realise it does happen, but it's obviously very hard to prove. Do you think it happens a lot in Australia?
A lot. A lot. It just hasn't been said in public. The thing is, another safe dating tip I want to tell to the girls, if you're on one-on-one with a guy, say in his house, I'm not saying, I don't want to be a dictator, I don't want to preach out to girls, don't overdrink or any other influences, like if you're going to end up taking drugs or anything like that. That's your business. But enter at your own risk. Do not lose all your head about you. I take that line from the poem If by Rudyard Kipling.
Yes.
Just be vigilant. Don't Don't turn your back on your drink if you're alone with a guy at his house or somewhere, because that's when you'll take advantage.
Some good tips there. What about the blokes who are contemplating on doing this nonsense? What do you say to them?
No, I've got a very strong message for you guys. If you ever do anything like that to a girl, and you're contemplating, you could be thinking about it, say, oh, next week I'm going to know this Sheila or girl, whatever. You do. In the end, you're going to get caught. And it's going to be on your conscience, and you're going to end up just like my ex in prison for the next 20 to 28 years, depending how many charges you're going to cop. And if you have done anything like this, exactly, it's going to be on your conscience. It's going to play with you for the rest of your life, unless you come forward to the police, be honest, and say what you've done. To the girls out there, if this has happened to you or you suspect this has happened to you, and to please anybody, victims of John, and also his friend, the hot chocolate rapist, Harry Barkus, please, girls, be strong, be brave, be courageous. Don't hold back. The police, Victorian police, are fantastic.
Josie, talk to me. I miss talking to you.
Sorry.
But very, very good message. Very, very powerful
Looking
messages.
at the camera.
But let me ask you a few more questions. I'm getting a bit scared now. You're very powerful. But and even for young people, they've got to be careful, don't they? I mean, young blokes, like say 17, 18, 19, they go out, they have a few many drinks. Quite often they end up sleeping with a girl, and she might have had too much to drink. And if there's no consent, all of a sudden it ends up in rape. So, I mean, sexual intercourse, it's an exciting thing, but they've got to be careful, don't they?
Technically it's rape.
Young people...
Don't overexert.
No.
Don't overexert. Just hold back for a little bit. I'm not saying not to have sexual relations or kissy-huggies and touchy-feely and all that. I'm not saying that to people not to do that. There's nothing wrong with passion. But be so careful, because I tell you what, that so many guys just want to take advantage of a girl and just... be treat her like a rag doll, and that's why John was called a rag doll rapist.
Indeed. And I mean, this is pretty significant stuff, this court case and the crimes John went through. I mean...
265 roughly convictions,
probably,
more or less.
It's probably worthwhile making a book out of it. Is that happening down the track?
Yes.
Yes.
I've got an author. Her name is Robin Bowles. She's one of the most famous Australian true crime writers in the country.
Right, that's already been organised.
And she has having a book coming out in roughly about in October, and it's going to be called For Better or For Worse. And there's going to be a very major, large chapter all about me and John, which I've helped her with and elsewhere. I'm not going to say what's in the chapter. I don't want to give it away. But please buy the book. It'll be very riveting information. It's
certainly very riveting. Now, I say to everybody, we all go through tough times. It's part of life, going through those hits of life. But I say tough times never last, but tough people do. Now, are you getting through the tough time? Are you happy again?
Very, very strong. Mentally, physically.
Have you moved on?
Oh, God, yeah. I moved on a long time ago. Touch and go, touch and go. Don't think I'll never forget it for the rest of my life, even if I get a new partner, because I'm looking forward to have a new boyfriend and settle down one day. But what's got me through this, the tough times, is this, Michael. I've got 12 tattoos, but I've got more tattoos.
They look great.
Thank you. This is the Madonna of Guadalupe.
Wow.
Includes, that's the roses there, that goes with the story, because I'm Catholic, like yourself.
Yes.
And there's the angel. I'm devoted to her, okay?
It's some really nice artwork there. Is that fairly new?
Just a few months. And I'm devoted to her, and I look down on her every single day. And when I feel a little bit soft or anything like that, I just start praying her. Also, what's also helped me too, I have loved it and appreciated it for many years since I was a little girl. I encourage any women to take up martial arts, any style you want, if it's even kung fu, whatever. Whatever. Or even if you can't do that long term, you don't want to get a black belt, even do a day seminar self-defense course, or just do self-defense course just for a few weeks.
We can get Damien the Barbarian in to teach him.
Of course.
My friend there. What style does he do, Damien?
Kyokushin.
Oh, yes.
Japanese.
Yes.
Like me.
No, that's certainly a good idea. Josie, you're an amazing lady. I thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
You know, and we'll have you on again. You've got some good tips for young people and also older people, but we'll say good night.
Thank you.
And we'll say good night to our lovely viewers. Thank you very much for watching. And if you're going through a tough time, I hope you get better soon. You can call me or email me if you want to come on the show. But until next Wednesday night, God bless and see you next week. Good night.